Hello everyone. I would say good morning, but it's about almost 10 o'clock at night. And this little beast I have right beside me, he wants to be fed, and he wants to be fed early. We know that's not going to happen. Nothing much to announce. I ended up waking up late today, as you all know. Meant to wake up at 5 a.m. I woke up at 4:30, had to go to the bathroom, and thought, hey, I got another 30 minutes. Let's get a little more sleep, shall we? And then slept through the alarm. I don't know why. Just woke up 2.5 hours later than I really wanted to, and thought about shooting it, then coming home to, edit it and upload it. Thought about shooting it, then editing it, and just, no matter which way I cut it, I did not have the time. So, decided to make the announcement and just do this thing tonight. But I'm glad that you're here joining me. I thank you for your patience. I just decided, going to this was so nice I had to do it again. So we've got the holographic Rider-Waite tarot, which Rider-Waite grew on me. I'm not going to lie to you. Rider-Waite was one of those card aesthetics that really just kind of had to grow on me. And that was because when I was choosing my first tarot deck, I was like, everybody's got this one. How is that going to reflect me, if you will? But the fact of the matter is, the more I fall in love with tradition, and I have lately, the more that this traditional deck just sort of speaks to me. I also got Viking Oracle. I've got Runes of the Gods, naturally. We've got the Spirit Animal Oracle, too. And we're going to be chasing our dreams with the Shamans Dream Oracle as well. So, let's see what we need to know for this weekend. And let me tell you something, the Shaman's Dream Oracle is no easy deck to shuffle. That's why you saw me do some overhand. I was like, jeez, these cards are stiff. That's a stiff card stock. I'm not even gonna play with you. And finally, the runes. Rune number 1, rune number 2, rune number 3. There we go. Okay. So, we already kind of know how the weekend's shaping up. We had to make it to the weekend. We had to make it to Friday night, and here we are. I'll tell you this much, I know what's in store for me. Cold, cold, and more cold. Jiminy crickets, it is cold out there. Alright, so, Sunstone. Helping us find our true north is the Sunstone. Believe it or not, this is not like the, if you go look up Sunstone, it doesn't look anything like this. In fact, it's sort of a color like this, but it's very, it's got a lot of orange in it as well. But it is, in fact, it looks more like this. The Sunstone we're talking about could have been just a simple quartz crystal meant to cut through all the fog and the haze so that one could find the sun and then use it to navigate, because they had to find true north using only the sun. So, we're cutting through a lot of fog and haze this weekend, looks like. Or actually, that's you cutting. You're the one cutting through all the fog and haze, guided by none other than Valkyries, which lets you know that you can win any battle you currently face this weekend. But you have to apply yourself. Make yourself worthy of your own cause, if you will. And we have a koala spirit, meaning so far in the reading, what I can see is that that the realm of spirit actually has a plan for you. That is what you're meant to find. That's your true north. That is what helps you win the battles that you face. So, in the mental, we have a Knight of Swords, very fast-moving action, very quick. A lot of quick thinking, very, very quick decision-making. We also have a Three of Swords. Now, let's move on to this one. We also have a Six of Coins, or Six of Pentacles. Let me break this down for you. That fast-paced moving action, it's going to be very quick thinking, bang, 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 bang. You're doing a lot of this right now. But it can also lead to that which is killing you. You're going to have to slow down just a little bit. You're going to have to learn that let's see, what am I seeing here? Well, I can tell you the potential outcome is going to be this. And this is where we give and receive. We give and receive. It's generosity. I know this seems all over the place, but trust me on this. I'm kind of getting it together here. I got home probably about 4 hours ago. Got myself some food. Got myself a nap. But that Three of Swords is what's concerning me. But this, I'm looking at that Three of Swords as an absence. Not so much that which is killing you. Normally this is, but with this being in the realm of the mind, there's an absence or an ignorance of something. The removal of that ignorance is what prompts you to move right into this sort of that sort of mental charity. So while your quick thinking and your adaptability comes along, it's also important to understand that you may not know everything, and that's okay. Not knowing everything is okay. But being able to share what you do know will contribute to something much, much greater. Now, in your physical, we've got Seven of Pentacles, a Two of Pentacles, and a Page of Swords. With the Seven of Pentacles, we're looking at our hard work coming along. This is what we've been working on so far, and it's slowly bearing fruit. But here's the problem. And I'm thinking this midsection looks like our problem areas, more so than an action. This is looking more like the things we need to work on, because you are holding on entirely too tightly to some things, and it's something physical you're holding on to. And this could be, now's a good time to start planning for some spring cleaning, because then we've got that Page of Swords that comes up. And when that Page of Swords comes up, the Page of Swords is letting us know that we really do want to be that hero of our own story here. This is that youthful, idealistic, look at a wind blowing through the hair. It's a very dramatic card, isn't it? Very dramatic, very wistful, and he's still in the act of very swift walking. But we need to examine things. We need to examine things very closely. Over here in the Spirit, we have a Four of Swords indicating rest. This is where we take a moment to give back to ourselves what we've given away. And we're pointing right over here at that Six of Pentacles. That Six of Pentacles lets us know that what we give away, we do have to give back to ourselves. If you've noticed, he's holding scales. Those scales must be evenly balanced. Otherwise, they tip too far one way or the other. So, a little bit of rest is in order. And we have our Emperor. Our Emperor is all about authority. So this authority figure in that spiritual space, that one's a little hard to read at the moment. But then we have this Two of Swords here. And this is a decision that we have to make. And this cuts both ways. And in some ways it's sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't. For this Emperor, letting us know heavy is the head that wears the crown. A lot of difficult decisions to make. So over here in the, I said we were chasing dreams, so Shaman's Dream Oracle lets us know that we do need a tidy house. And this is for clarity and organization. Like I said before, those fast-paced, quick-thinking moments are great, but they're leading to a lot of mental clutter. We need that clarity in our lives. We also have Sky Dancers, letting us know right there at that koala spirit again, that the spirit has a plan and we really, really need to listen to it and give ourselves over to it. Some of us, I know some people personally who have a little bit of trouble reconciling matters of the supernatural with the natural. And I do have to remind some of you, just because the supernatural exists does not mean that the natural does not exist. They exist together. They coexist, if you will. The supernatural, though, sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes not so much. But let me ask you something. Right now, looking at this reading, there's a question in here. If you were completely 100% supported, if you knew that no matter what you did, there's that one thing you want to do, that one thing you want to get started on, what is it? If you knew that you were supported in all ways, what would you do? Take a minute, pause this video, come back to it. Oh, come here. Here we go. So if you paused in your back after thinking on that question, then I suppose you've already answered that question for yourself. Because that's what sky dancers are telling us to do. Even though it pops up in the realm of the physical, this one is also indicative of the metaphysical, but its emphasis on the physical tells me that the realms of the natural and the supernatural are going to overlap. And this is a great time for it. So finally, right over here, we have Feast of Plenty, and it is choices and their consequences. Now, consequences usually, they can be good or bad. If you give to someone generously, and then you find that they give back, or that they give forward, that they do the same for someone else, that's a consequence of the choice that you made. And this is that choice. So the question is, are you going to allow yourself to be weighed down by your choices, or are you going to make them, and make them freely? Because you're going to need to make that choice, and you're going to have to make that choice with some form of courage. Let's look at these two cards together. We can easily see two swords in that card as well. But that choice has to come from the spirit, surrendering over to that plan that Spirit has for you today. Or this weekend, because this is going for the entire weekend. Finally, we do have Thurasaz, which is our conflict and challenges. We have Issa. Now, we haven't seen Issa in a while, have we? But we've seen Iwaz come out. And there goes the little monster tearing after our ball I just threw. Anyway, Thurasaz. This is where you're called to. This is where you're going to be doing some problem solving, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family and neighbors. But you do have the strength to overcome it. Any of those choices that seem difficult or hard, you have to display some strength, and you will. Now with Issa, I'm going to say this. Right in here, I do see some plans ahead, some of your own, but you may need to delay them. Remember what I said, I see cold, cold, and more cold for my future, for the future of my weekend. And that's because, yes, there's going to be snow, there's going to be sleet, there's going to be rain, there's going to be ice. Now's a good time to be a little reflective. a little meditative even. And whatever you're planning, delay it just for this weekend, because that could produce some very beneficial results. But right here in your spirit, this is where I see a transition. This is where I'm seeing your growth. We've seen this card pop up in the mind, we've seen it pop up in the body, we haven't seen it pop up in the spirit. But now it is. This isn't about becoming more trustworthy so much as it is growing, transitioning from your current level. You're currently leveling up. So that's what it is. Using this weekend to sort of level up. Kind of get yourself on a different, onto a different tier, if you will. But you're going to need some clarity of thought. Time to clear out the mental clutter. There's only really one way to do it, right here. Get a little reflective and meditative this weekend if you can. Or whenever you have a couple days off coming up. Because that is what helps you become that thing that helps you find true north. A lot of this points at three things. Our first three cards. It's going to be you that has to become the guide. You're going to have to be the one to show something to others. You're going to face challenges and battles doing it. But just remember, trust in the realm of the spirit and know that it has a plan. And you're going to be able to overcome anything. The work you put in will pay off. The payoff may not be immediate, but it will be there. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take a little time to treat yourself well. Do those things that are healthy for you. Reflect, meditate. Listen to that small, still voice in the back of your head. And just remember a few things. I love you all. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you sharing this with whoever else may need it. Just remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends, family, neighbors, and viewers, shine on.